There would be some posts from Jesus that some followers would leave because they wouldn't like what he's saying. Everything that he posted wouldn't be loved by everybody. What's good? It's your boy Zachary Carroll, aka Pastor Z. Welcome back to my channel where I help you apply the Bible to all of life's craziness. Today we have a really interesting topic. We're going to be talking about what is on Jesus's social media account. Social media is the most influential, far-reaching, controversial software today. And one of the biggest tasks of a pastor or a minister or a preacher is to take the thenness of scripture and bring it into the nownness. This is Dr. Joel Gregory preaching 101. You must bring the thenness of scripture into the nowness of today. There is no greater nowness of today than social media. So I thought it would be pretty interesting to research and look up some scriptures about if Jesus were here today and Jesus had an Instagram account, a X or Twitter account, a Facebook account, what would he be posting? What would be on his timeline? What would he, if you followed him, what would you be seeing from him? And I have three things that based in scripture, we can get an insight of kind of how he would use social media. If we think about how Jesus would use social media, it is a good insight on how we as Christ followers should also be using social media. Before we begin, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers and we need your help to do it. It has been an amazing ride so far. I love doing these videos and I need your help to grow so we can even do more videos. Point number one, Jesus was always intentional and did everything with purpose. There would be no impulsive posts. There would be no reactionary posts, no emotional posts. It would be completely void of anything that is without intention and purpose. If it wasn't speaking to his disciples, if it wasn't speaking to the woman at the well, if it wasn't speaking to the Syrophoenician woman, if it wasn't speaking to the Pharisees, if it wasn't speaking or not speaking to Pontius Pilate, everything Jesus did, he did with intention. John 14:6, Jesus says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father except through me. I go to prepare a place for you in my Father's house. And if I weren't, and I wouldn't have told you all these things. Every single post of Jesus would be filled with love, intention, and truth. I don't think this means that all of his posts would be soft. All of it, that he wouldn't post stuff that would make people upset, because sometimes the truth makes people upset. And he most certainly made a lot of people upset when he was in his earthly ministry. A lot of the Sanhedrin, a lot of the Romans, even some of his would-be followers, he upset and he rebuked, he shocked with his truth. He taught some of his disciples that weren't really following him for him that you needed to eat of his flesh and drink of his blood in order to inherit the kingdom of heaven. And they said, this is too hard. We're out of here. So there would be some posts from Jesus that some followers would leave because they wouldn't like what he's saying. Everything that he posted wouldn't be loved by everybody. Point number two, I believe Jesus would live stream his miracles. Now, I know what you're thinking. Not all of his miracles were meant for public consumption. And in fact, a few of his early healing ministries, he told them not to say anything, not to tell anybody. But that was only for a short period of time. Okay, when he fed the 5,000, when he changed the water to wine, when he healed the blind man, when he resurrected Lazarus, all of this was in public. He even said to some of the disciples that if you don't believe me, believe the signs. If you don't believe in what I say, believe what I'm doing. Okay, God always wanted his people to know who he is, know what he can do based on what he actually does. So I believe he would be on a regular basis live streaming his miracles. Now, I also know what you might be thinking, that there are so many people claiming to do that now. Okay, well, Jesus warned us about that in Matthew 24:24. He says, "For false messiahs and prophets will arise and perform great signs and wonders to lead astray, if possible, even the elect. Take note, I have told you in advance." So Jesus himself is telling you that there will be, back in that time, and even now, there will be people that will be coming, claiming to be the Messiah, claiming to have his power, and they are false, and they are wrong, they are evil, they are liars. So what we see today is what Jesus prophesied way back when. So that does not mean that if he were here today, he wouldn't still be doing that, showing that he is the true Messiah. And the one distinction between what they're doing, what he does is real. And what he does is consistent, is dependable, is reliable. It's the truth. He even has the power to heal people that are not in his immediate vicinity. He would not always be coming to the person and healing them right on the spot. There could be somebody that joins the live stream and does an interview with him that are suffering from some kind of ailment, and he would heal them right then and there. They could be thousands of miles apart. That's the power Jesus had. He did that for the Syrophoenician woman in Mark 7:24. He also did that for an official son in Capernaum in John 4:46. So Jesus is the real deal. He's not worried about all these false teachers, these false miracle workers, because he is the real miracle worker. And that's exactly what he would be doing, so that you may believe. Now, you and I may not have the gift of healing or turning water into wine. That would be very interesting. But we do have a personal testimony. And the ultimate purpose of Jesus's miracles was to draw people to him, was to draw people near to him. And your posts, no matter what they are, they should be with the intention to draw people closer to Christ. If it's a personal testimony, a miracle in your own life, you should be intentional. You should consistently try to use social media to show the glory of Jesus like he did with his miracles. And I believe he would do if he were here today with an Instagram. And finally, Jesus would use parables, or the modern equivalent of the parable, which I believe is the meme. Memes are an excellent way to make a point without saying too much, without being right on the nose. It's like the usage of emojis, which I believe he would have done, because emojis is a way to communicate without being so direct. And a lot of times what he would do to his disciples and the people following him was teach through parables, so that those who were open to hearing it and wanted to know more, it would be illuminated for them. But those whose hearts are closed, they would just not understand what he's saying. And in that way, people are allowed to come to conclusions on their own rather than someone directly telling them what's the truth. Jesus would probably do this a whole lot because he wants people not just to take the truth from him directly, but he wants people to come to a knowledge of the truth based on their own desire, their own seeking of the Lord, seeking of him. He would post a lot of stuff that would require some thought, some prayer, some reevaluation. It may not be right on the nose. You'd have to kind of think about it, maybe talk to some other people about it. What is he talking about here? That is very much a style of Jesus's teaching, and that would very much be, in my opinion, from what I see in the scriptures, a way he would use social media. What do you think? This is an interesting topic that we've stumbled on. What do you think will be on Jesus's social media account? I'd love to dialogue with you down in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share with a friend if you found this interesting and helpful. That's all I got for you. My name is Zachary Carroll, aka Pastor Z. Y'all be cool.